Namaste guys, ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out this, what are we at? It's Monday evening. It is 2 days before we are done with 2019 and moving big and burly into 2020. And just finished working with a client, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of blissed out, kind of not in my body, kind of, all over the place. So I thought, what better way to ground myself than jumping on and doing a live stream? And my son is staying with me until the 2nd. Dean, Namaste, and I asked him a very simple question. Gabriel, what would you like me to do on a live stream today or this evening? And he says, how about Baby It's Cold Outside? And I thought, why would my 14-year-old son be choosing a song by Bing Crosby in the 1950s that was then done, a remake, I'm sure many times since then, but recently Harry Connick Jr., which is actually pretty decent. Which it would be fitting, him going from Florida to Colorado, going from 75-degree weather to last night we went snow tubing at Copper Mountain, where it was 1 degree. It was 1 degree. I was thinking to myself, 1 degree. Yeah, that's good. And one of my clients was looking at the video we did from last night on Facebook and said, you didn't dress properly. And I go, no, we dressed properly. It was 1 degree. That's really where it comes down, where the rubber meets the road. Steven is jumping on and saying, we're below freezing here with mid-2030s, so when outside I focus on warmth and pay attention walking on ice. Which is actually an interesting point. So, as you guys know, everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. The phone that you're viewing this from, or the laptop or PC that you're viewing this from, energy was required to put that together. Everything, the thing that you're sitting on, the ability to hear what I'm saying, everything is connected to energy in some way, shape, or form, right? Everything, no matter what. So that's why I always love when people are able to throw out a topic and we're able to connect that topic to its energy aspect. So, my son bringing up the topic about, hey baby, it's cold outside, the 1950s Bing Crosby hit, that which chakra is connected to physical warmth of the body? Anyone? Which chakra or energy center in our body is connected to keeping the physical body hot? And I know there's always a 10 to 15 second delay time. Not a big deal. That's okay. I'll move it along for you guys. So the basic chakra, located at the base of the spine, deals with body temperature. Also, the solar plexus regulates body temperature as well, because that's the seat of desire. It's also where the lower positive and lower negative emotions are located. Have you ever noticed when you get emotionally agitated and emotionally upset, your physical body gets hot? Have you ever noticed that? So the basic chakra affects your body temperature because it deals with dynamic movement. So when the basic chakra is spinning super fast, it keeps the physical body warm. When the solar plexus is spinning super fast and it's very activated, meaning it's really big because somebody is emotionally worked up and excited, can also keep you very, very hot or make you very, very hot. So there's techniques that the Tibetans have known about for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, but definitely for hundreds of years, called Tummo breathing. And Tummo breathing is a specific breathing technique of manipulating energy within your physical body to increase your body temperature. And there were studies done in the 1970s of monks who were meditating that they took towels that were dipped in water, and then they would put the towels, wrap them around the monks, and the monks would continue meditating. And after about 30 minutes, the towels, steam was coming off of them, right? Steam was coming off the towels because their body temperature, they were increasing their core body temperature, which is similar to what Wim Hof does. You might have been familiar with Wim Hof. He was the one who popularized a certain pranayama or breathing technique, and he was nicknamed the Iceman because he could go running in a marathon in the wilderness. I think he did it in Antarctica, if I remember correctly, with a t-shirt on, shorts on, and no shoes. So he ran a marathon like that. He's also been submerged his body in freezing water for 2 or 3 hours at a time. So he set a lot of world records because he uses a certain breathing technique to make his body impervious to being cold, which would have been very effective for us, my son and I, when we were in the mountains yesterday at 1 p.m. or 1 degree Fahrenheit. So Stephen says, in Tumo, they focus on fire from center of earth up through the center of channel, starting small, like a stirring straw, gradually building to a fire hose, eventually tubes surrounding you. They dry what tiles more. It's almost like we're talking about the same thing. Lining up all 3 cauldrons after bringing over center. Yes, correct. But here's the thing with that. So as with any advanced spiritual practice, you have to work your way up to that level, right? There are certain pranayamas that would have tremendously detrimental effects to your physical and psychological well-being if you practice them prematurely. So that's why you hear a lot of you hear the term hidden technique or secret technique or mystery technique. And one level, that's an aspect of marketing. I'm not talking from the authentic schools. They're doing it to market, so people go, ooh, what's the secret technique? What's the miraculous healing technique? What's the whatever, right? Because it sounds mysterious, and people buy into something that's mysterious because they want to be wowed. I always look at it from the perspective of a professional magician. There's certain people who are sitting in the audience that sees a professional magician do the trick, and they're mesmerized by it, and they want to keep it just like that. They don't want to see the trick of how it was done. But then there's other people who are like, show me how the trick was done. And then the magician, not all of them, not most of them, but a small percentage will show how they did the trick. And then the person goes, well, that's not that impressive. But what is impressive is the thousands of hours the magician dedicated to perfecting that trick to make it look like an illusion, to make it look like genuine magic. So, relating it to the world of spirituality, meditation, energy healing, it's that we are able to produce miraculous results within somebody's life, their physical life, their emotional life, their relationships, their financial life, their health, their spiritual growth and development, that looks miraculous, but we're not understanding that the person is using universal laws that the majority of the world does not know about, right? Number 2, that person has spent hundreds, thousands, if not many, many lifetimes mastering a certain skill set or ability to make it look super easy, right? And that's the difference of, say, somebody who is a grandmaster within the world of energy healing versus somebody who is an amateur within the world of energy healing. My teacher, Grandmaster Toho Koksui, the modern founder of Pranic Healing or Hatha Yoga, if the person is karmically entitled to be healed, he was able to successfully produce many miraculous healings within a few minutes. That would be near, if not entirely impossible, for an ordinary practitioner who opened up a pranic healing book and started to read about how to produce energy healing results. Of like, oh, this is how you heal a headache, right? That's one level of mastery, healing a headache. It's another level of healing somebody of cancer in one healing session, right? Do you get the difference? So if the person is karmically entitled, a grandmaster is able to produce miraculous healing results. That is what entitled them to be a grandmaster. And I've noticed in my experience of studying martial arts for 25 years, of being a professional energy healer for 15 years, practicing meditation techniques for 20 years, that there's a misunderstanding of what a true master is. The term master seems to be thrown around so arbitrarily these days. And partly it's connected to the school that is propagating that, but the other part of it is connected to the students, right? So you could look at it from the point of the teacher, from the point of the students, from the point of the collective of the school. But I'll give you an example. So in 1999, I learned Reiki level 1. and Reiki level 2 within a 3-month period. Angela, namaste. Within a 3-month period, I learned Reiki level 1 and Reiki level 2. Now, the next level of Reiki-ship is Mastership, or to become a teacher, right? So in essence, there are some Reiki instructors and Reiki teachers who will give Mastership to somebody within a month, like within a weekend or month-long training and coursework. And that never made sense to me, because how does one develop mastership over something within such a short period of time? Now, in the world of pranic healing and Hatha yoga, to be considered a master pranic healer takes roughly 20 years of your time dedicated day in and day out of service, of healing and teaching for decades in order to be given the designation of a master, right? And you have to produce results as well. You can't just say, I'm a master, or some organization, some body, certificate or licensing body says, you're a master, without any kind of demonstration of that ability, right? So within martial arts world, when I was growing up in Massachusetts, you could, there was actually a guy, I won't say the name of his school, I still think he's in business, I think he's in his 70s now, but he had a well-known karate franchise around Massachusetts and the surrounding states, where with enough money, you could go from being a white belt to a black belt in an extraordinarily short period of time. Contrast that with getting your black belt in, say, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which on average, it takes 7 to 10 years to get your black belt within Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So you have to demonstrate your level of mastership all the way from your white belt to your blue belt, to your purple belt, to your brown belt, to your black belt. You have to demonstrate. You can't just say, here's $10,000, thank you for my black belt, right? And I think that's what, in our culture, we kind of lose that respect for mastership, right? And I don't just mean martial arts, I don't just mean energy healing or yoga, but I mean any endeavor. The term guru, which means dispeller of darkness, used to have a tremendous amount of reverence for that designation of being a true guru. Now, everybody's a guru. You have sales gurus, business gurus, tech gurus, meditation gurus, marketing gurus, all kinds of gurus. And it's like, how long have you been doing this? And the person's like, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years. You're already a guru? You're already a master? And I remember somebody saying that an expert is somebody who has more knowledge than an ordinary person. That's how the person was defining an expert. Somebody who has more knowledge than an ordinary person. Kind of broad and kind of not so exciting, right? So we could all be experts in almost anything, because most of us know a little bit more than most people about certain things, right? So when I look at the word master or the word grandmaster or those titles, I've had the opportunity to meet people who are true masters at what they do and have been able to demonstrate mastership in that world. And it's awe-inspiring. It's amazing. But these people didn't fall into that ability within a couple years. They dedicated 15, 20, 30 plus years. Cody, Atma Namaste. Fernando, Atma Namaste. In order to get to that level of mastership. So I know we kind of started with the topic of Baby It's Cold Outside from the Bing Crosby hit in the 1950s. And then talking about mastership, grandmastership, producing miracles in the lives of others through healing or whatever skill set that they have. But just I'm just throwing that out there, that we can't just arbitrarily say somebody is a master, and we can't arbitrarily give ourselves the distinction of mastership. I think that's extremely prideful and arrogant and deceptive. Have you noticed, this has been my observation in the world of yoga, meditation, and spirituality over the past 20 years, that the person doesn't call themselves a master. They receive the distinction of master from their teacher. Their teacher bestows that energy upon them, not the other way around. And I remember Master Ko, who's one of the senior Pranic Healing masters within Pranic Healing, he was able to produce a miraculous result with a healing client, and it got out into the news, and Master Ko was getting a lot of accolades and credibility and what have you, and he didn't want the distinction. Like, he didn't want that attention, and Master Choa says to him, he says, okay, you're no longer Stephen Ko, you're now Master Ko. And he goes, Master, I don't want the designation. He goes, it's good for your credibility, right? So Master Ko didn't sit down and say, I'm a master now. Good for me. Aren't I amazing, right? Grandmaster Choa gave him the distinction of mastership because of what he was able to produce in the world of healing. So anyways, I hope that makes sense. Steven says, hold on. I started martial arts in 1970, kept going. I'm not a master despite teaching cops, military, and other. Got Reiki master in the late 80s. I don't consider that mastership. Started Pranic Healing early 90s, became close personal friends with MCKS in 1996. Stayed active. I'm no master. Right. So, and it's also making the distinction of the humble brag. You ever heard that before? The humble brag, that somebody comes off as being humble, but deep down they're like bragging about it. That also is a level of negative pride. So isn't it weird that every time I'm filming with this thing and the little baby light over here, my foot hits it? Every time. It's super weird. Anyways, sorry guys. So that was tonight's topic. Thanks to my son Gabriel, always an inventive young man, always coming up with ideas. I guess we're going to be playing video games this evening, and he thinks he's going to beat me, but I'll have to prove otherwise. Marvin, namaste. I was playing video games before he was ever born. He doesn't realize that, but I'll have to fill him in later tonight. Anyways, Avani, namaste. If I can assist you in your healing process, you like my energy, you like my personality, you think that we would get along well with one another, please reach out to me at ChristianRLong.com. It's my website. It's my name, ChristianRLong.com. Sign up for a healing session. We'll see each other on Skype, FaceTime, Zoom. We'll do our one-on-one with each other, and we'll transform your life. That's the objective. And I'm looking for more miraculous healing testimonials for 2020. And you can absolutely, unequivocally be one of those people. So that is all. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. I'll catch you guys tomorrow so we can close out the year properly. Dean says, thanks for supporting MCKS students. Connect with the teachings. Happy New Year, Christian. May you be abundantly blessed in 2020 and always. Atma Namaste. So be it. So be it. So it is. I accept. Thank you very much. Love you guys very, very much. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, a beautiful life, and a beautiful new year. Atma Namaste. Bye-bye.